From the blood-soaked battlefields of the ancient world to the fractured landscapes of modern conflicts, one question echoes through history: why war over religion? For centuries, faith has been cited as the cause of humanity's most brutal clashes, a divine justification for earthly violence. But is religion truly the root of all conflict, or is it a convenient mask for more worldly ambitions? This is the complex, often uncomfortable story of how belief became a battleground. To understand the present, we must first look to the past. Consider the Crusades, a series of religious wars sanctioned by the Latin Church between the 11th and 13th centuries. On the surface, they were a holy mission to reclaim sacred lands. Yet, beneath the veneer of piety, a web of political ambition, economic opportunism, and social unrest was at play. Knights sought land and fortune, merchants saw new trade routes, and popes aimed to consolidate power over monarchs. Similarly, the 30 Years' War, which devastated Central Europe in the 17th century, began as a conflict between Protestant and Catholic states but quickly morphed into a continent-spanning struggle for political dominance, with alliances shifting based on power, not just prayer. These wars were not simply about faith, they were about what faith could be used to achieve. This pattern continues into the modern era. In many contemporary conflicts, religious rhetoric is a powerful tool for mobilization. The rise of fundamentalism and extremism often sees sacred texts twisted to serve political ideologies, creating a narrative of us versus them. These groups present their struggle as a divine mandate, a holy war against a corrupt or infidel world. However, when we look closer, we often find that these ideologies are not purely religious. They are a response to political oppression, economic inequality, and a search for identity in a rapidly changing global landscape. Religion becomes the language through which these grievances are expressed and the banner under which people are rallied, but the underlying causes are often deeply rooted in the soil of human politics and power struggles. The heart of the issue often lies in interpretation. Sacred texts, whether the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah, are complex documents written centuries ago. They can be read as messages of peace, compassion, and justice, or they can be selectively quoted and manipulated to justify hatred and violence. The same verses that inspire one person to acts of charity can be used by another to sanction acts of terror. It is crucial to distinguish between the core tenets of a faith which almost universally advocate for peace and humanity, and the actions of extremist factions who distort these teachings for their own violent ends. These groups do not represent the whole of their religion. They represent a dangerous and deliberate misinterpretation of it. Ultimately, conflict is rarely about a single cause. To say a war is about religion is a dangerous oversimplification. More often, conflicts are driven by a potent cocktail of factors: the struggle for control over land and resources, ethnic and nationalistic rivalries, and the timeless human thirst for power. Religion is not the cause but the vehicle, a powerful symbol that can unite a group, demonize an enemy, and provide a moral justification for actions that would otherwise be unjustifiable. The alternative to this cycle of violence already exists. Across the globe, interfaith initiatives are proving that dialogue and cooperation are possible. People from different faiths are coming together, not to erase their differences, but to build bridges of understanding and work towards common goals, demonstrating that shared humanity can triumph over divisive doctrine. The relationship between religion and war is not simple. It's a tangled history of faith, power, and politics. We must resist the easy answer and instead embrace a more nuanced understanding. By thinking critically, learning from the past, and promoting dialogue over division, we can begin to untangle this deadly knot. It is through this deeper understanding that we can hope to build a more peaceful future, one where faith is a source of solace, not a reason for slaughter. Understanding the past is the first step toward building a peaceful future.